On a bustling street in a crowded city, life moved at an unforgiving pace. People hurried past one another, lost in their own thoughts, chasing dreams, and sometimes running from reality. Among the swarm of commuters, one figure remained constant, a beggar named Raju. Every morning, he took his place at the corner near the marketplace, a tattered rug beneath him, a battered tin cup before him, and hope flickering in his weary eyes. Raju had not always lived this way. There was a time when he had a family, a modest home, and a dream to provide his children with a better life. But fate can be cruel and unpredictable. A tragic accident, an unexpected illness, and a series of misfortunes had stripped him of everything. Over time, the world seemed to have forgotten him, and perhaps Raju had begun to forget himself too. Yet every day, Raju witnessed hundreds of faces. Some ignored him, some pitied him, and some resented his presence. Occasionally, a kind soul would drop a few coins into his tin cup, offering a fleeting smile that illuminated his day, even if just for a moment. But for the most part, the world seemed indifferent, and Raju felt invisible, a shadow cast by the city's relentless march forward. One crisp morning, as Raju settled into his usual spot, he noticed a little boy approach. The boy, perhaps no older than 8, had a lively curiosity in his eyes. He tugged at his mother's arm and asked, "Why is that man sitting there, Mama?" His mother glanced at Raju, hesitated, and replied, "He's poor, darling. He doesn't have a home or money." The boy frowned, deep in thought. Then, clutching a small biscuit in his hand, he walked over to Raju. "Here, mister," the boy said, offering the biscuit. "Mama says sharing makes us happy." Raju smiled, accepting the gift. "Thank you, little one," he replied, his voice soft with gratitude. The boy grinned and ran back to his mother. For the remainder of the day, Raju thought about that simple act of kindness. It wasn't the biscuit itself, but the intention behind it, the willingness to see another person's suffering and respond with compassion. That night, as Raju lay under the open sky, his thoughts wandered. Was he truly invisible? Or had he simply stopped seeing himself? Had he let his circumstances define not only his life, but his very identity? The question lingered long after the city's lights had dimmed and the world had grown quiet. The next morning, something shifted inside Raju. Instead of waiting passively for passers-by to notice him, he decided to change his approach. He began greeting people with a smile, offering blessings for their day, and sharing words of encouragement. Some were startled, some suspicious, but others responded with genuine warmth. He realized that, while he could not control the coins that dropped into his tin cup, he could control the energy he put into the world. As days passed, Raju's mindset transformed. He stopped seeing himself as a victim of fate and started seeing himself as an active participant in his own life. Instead of focusing on what he lacked, he began to notice the small gifts around him. The cool breeze in the morning, the laughter of children, the kindness of strangers. He started keeping his spot cleaner, taking pride in his appearance, and even helping the street vendors pack up their goods at the end of the day. One afternoon, a well-dressed man paused before Raju. He had noticed Raju's cheerful greetings and the way people were now drawn to him. The man introduced himself as Mr. Sharma, a local shop owner. "I've seen you here for many months," Mr. Sharma said. "You have a good spirit. Would you like to work for me? I need someone trustworthy to help at my store." Raju's eyes widened in disbelief. Was this a trick, or was it a new beginning? Gathering his courage, Raju accepted the offer. The next day, he started working at Mr. Sharma's shop, sweeping floors, organizing shelves, and greeting customers. The work was hard, but Raju found fulfillment in it. For the first time in years, he had a purpose beyond mere survival. With his earnings, Raju was able to rent a small room in a nearby neighborhood. The city that once seemed cold and indifferent now felt full of possibilities. Every morning, he walked to work with a spring in his step, eager to face the day. He saved his money, mended his relationships, and even reached out to help others who were struggling. Raju's story spread through the city, inspiring others to look beyond appearances and recognize the potential in every human soul. He became a symbol of hope, a living reminder that our circumstances do not define us, but our mindset does. Through resilience, gratitude, and the courage to embrace change, Raju had transformed his life. Years later, when people asked Raju about his journey, he would smile and say, "Life didn't change for me when I waited for kindness or luck. It changed the moment I decided to change my own thoughts. When I shifted my focus from what I lacked to what I could give, the world opened up in ways I never imagined." So, what does Raju's story teach us? It reminds us that the most powerful transformation begins within. Our greatest limitations are often the ones we impose on ourselves, the stories we tell about who we are, what we deserve, and what is possible. When we change our mindset, we change our reality. A positive outlook doesn't erase hardship, but it gives us the strength to face it, learn from it, and ultimately rise above it. In the end, happiness is not just about what we have, but how we see the world and our place in it. Each of us has the power to rewrite our story, starting with a single thought, a single act of kindness, or a single moment of courage. The world may not always notice, but when we change our minds, our lives inevitably follow. So the next time you find yourself stuck or defeated, remember Raju's tale. Look for the light within and let it guide you forward. Change your mindset and watch as your life begins to change in ways you never dreamed possible.